we're tickled to death with it, man. I couldn't say enough for it.
We're out here with Charles Cotton here in Bosque County, Texas. Thank you so much for having us out, Charles.
My pleasure.
Tell us a little bit about what you got here and how you found us here at Seven Peaks Fence.
Sure. My son and my son-in-law and I bought this place about 3 years ago, and it hadn't been worked for a number of years. And his father-in-law raised Red Angus cattle, so he gave us a couple of starter cows.
Nice.
We're up to 13 head now, but we needed a corral because you can't spray cows, you can't do anything with cows because whatever you want to do, they don't. As I was telling you, my uncle and I sat down and designed a corral. We were going to build it out of pipe stem, and you know, finances being what they were, and the fact that none of us know how to weld, it kind of just got put off. And maybe 2 months ago, my son-in-law came and said, you know, I found this place. Well, send me the link and we'll take a look at it. So he did, and we looked at it. It turned out your cattle system is exactly what my uncle designed. I mean, measurements were different, but the overall design was just exactly like we had designed the corral to go right here. I called Connie, I think, and asked if we could modify it a little bit, and I'll tell you how we modified it. And of course she said okay. And it turns out you guys got a place in Godley.
Yes, sir.
Which is, you know, like 30 miles from here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it worked out great. He found it on the internet, just shopping for corral kits, I guess. He's a banker, so who knows. But it's perfect for what we need. I mean, it's got every feature that we could possibly want. And that's how we wound up with this.
It turned out really great. So tell me a little bit about the modifications that you did change, because our basic system starts with the 20 by 20 catch pen, 10 by 20, and then you got the, you know, the alleyway, or the swing gate to the alleyway. It looks like you just added 10 feet, right? And added some extra gates. Is that what you did?
Right, we added 10 feet to the catch pen, and we moved your personnel gate. I think you guys have it on that side.
Correct, yeah.
So we moved it over here.
Right here, okay.
Primarily to make it easy for us to get from this pasture to that pasture, because there's not any other easy gates, right?
Right.
And then we extended the alleyway an additional
10 feet.
10 feet.
Right.
And then at the end of the alleyway we put 2 slide gates. I think you guys have 1 slide gate.
Correct.
In your basic setup for the end.
Yep.
So we put 2. The idea being that we could put a scale on the ground.
Okay.
And then close the gate on either end, get the cow to stand on the scale.
Right.
We're gonna have to modify that a little bit because the scale is slick, and it makes, we put it in the last section.
Gotcha.
It makes it hard for the cows to get into the trailer. So we're gonna move it back a panel.
Right.
And then maybe put some carpet on or something, but
nice.
It does exactly what we wanted it to do, but we're brand new to ranching.
Okay.
So if you can call us a ranch. So everything we're doing has to be tried and then modified.
Trial and error.
So our original idea was to have a 20 by 20 catch pen.
Okay.
And a 20 by 20 another pen over here.
Gotcha.
The idea being we could bring cows in from this side or that side.
Right.
But when we built it, then we realized that with the swing gate, there's going to be a 10-foot area back there where the cows are all going to go. And when you're trying to move cows by yourself, everything you can do to make them do what you want to do,
right,
you got to do it, because otherwise they'll do something else.
For sure. So you can do this all by yourself without having anybody else working cattle. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah, I took seven cows to the vet yesterday
Okay.
For pregnancy checks.
Right.
So like I say, I'm learning. It took me about 4 tries, but yeah, I got all 7 cows into the trailer, took them to the vet, got them pregnancy checked, and brought them back, dumped them out.
Cool.
So
how many do you have pregnant?
4.
4
out
of
of 7. Yeah.
Pretty good.
We're using artificial insemination.
Okay.
Just to get started.
For sure.
We've got 2 bulls that we're gonna try to raise and use. We'll see how that goes.
I mean, sounds like you're new to the cow industry, new to ranching or having your own cattle. What made you get into that?
Well, I'm a city boy. I was born out in West Texas in Pecos. Like I say, I've got relatives. They're all cattle.
Right.
My dad wanted to be a cowboy his whole life.
For sure.
After he retired, he got a chance to be a cowboy for a while with my uncle
Right.
that I told you about. And I've always just wanted a piece of property. That was my goal,
Yeah.
you know, a place to just go.
Right.
Well, it turns out my son-in-law's father raises these registered Rein Angus out in West Texas, and so he came up with the idea of maybe getting some cows to try to help pay for the place. So we got some, and we're learning how to not kill cows so far.
Yep. Hey, you're doing a good job. They're all still.
Oh yeah, they look great. The
Kicking.
rain this year has been wonderful.
Oh yeah.
The next thing we have to do is try to figure out how to learn how to sell some, because I
Gotcha.
think that's the important part.
For sure, is
Yeah.
being profitable and making money
Right.
on.
So far we're just grass farmers.
Right.
But hopefully we'll be cattle salesmen one of these days.
I love it. So that's
Yeah.
your goal, is to raise them.
Yeah, just to
Sell
pay
'em.
for you know, expenses and
Right.
and to tell you the truth, they're kind of like big pets right now.
Right.
The Red Angus cow is an incredibly gentle cow,
Yeah.
and so they come up and eat out of my grandkids' hands, and the bull comes up and plays with you. He's a little guy so
Yeah.
far.
It's the dream that everybody
It's just man,
wants to live, is get
couldn't be.
cattle,
Yep.
get a good piece of property like this, and raise their family.
Yep,
you know?
absolutely. Yeah,
That's super cool.
Oh,
Well, again, thank you so much for having us out, and appreciate you and
my pleasure.
purchasing this great cattle system that sounds like it's worked out really well.
Oh,
for
like
you.
I said, man, it's just the handcraft is. I don't know who you guys get to do your welds, but that's just beautiful, man. I've tried welding, and it looks like a flock of pigeons, you know, just sit there for a minute, you know. So this is just unbelievable craftsmanship.
We have some impressive welders that we've had with us for quite a while now, and some of them have had previous knowledge of welding. Some of them we've trained, and they're all fantastic.
Yeah, they do a really nice job. And this clamp system you guys got, and your little panels over there for the swing gate.
Yep.
Who came up with that? That's brilliant.
Yeah,
man.
no, it's
That
worked
is
out really
brilliant.
good. That was kind of my brother's design when we were putting it together.
Yeah.
Most cattle systems have some type of stopper per se, but ours is a little different than most, and it's been a great.
Well, it's nice when you're trying to push cattle into that, because it's kind of hard for one guy to push a 1,000-pound cow if they don't want to go.
But if you got that gate and you can move them up a little bit at a time.
Yep.
For
So
sure.
yeah, it's a brilliant system. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. If there was one thing you could tell somebody on why they should go with Seven Peaks Fence and Barn, what would it be?
One thing.
One thing. You can say more if you want, but if there was one thing.
One thing I would say, it sounds like you guys designed this for cattle people.
Yep.
You know, from my limited experience,
For sure.
like I said, it's exactly what we wanted.
Yeah.
Just get it out of the catalog. But there's lots of other things too. They're easy to put up. They're portable. That was a big seller for us.
In case you needed to move it or whatever.
Yeah, because we might not want to keep it here
Right.
as we get more experience. But it's portable. I like the design because it's easy to pick up. The pieces are easy to pick up with a tractor. And you can just set them where you need them to be, and then somebody can bolt them together, so you don't have to manhandle them around. You know, when you start getting a little bit older, it starts getting harder to pick stuff up.
Oh, you're still what?
Especially
29?
29. Yeah, 29. Thank you. Yeah, especially if it falls on the ground, then it's kind of, you got to get down there with it to start.
For sure.
But yeah, it's heavy.
Yeah.
But it's not too heavy.
For sure.
We're tickled to death with it, man. I couldn't say enough for it.
Good. Well, we appreciate it again, and excited to see how it works for you in the future.
Yeah.
So, cool.
Absolutely. I'll give you guys a report every occasional.
Awesome. We appreciate
if I learn how to do something new.
Love it.
All right.